All right, welcome back to another episode of the Karter Cast. I'm your host, Karter Baughan. With me, as always, Connor, Dylan. Christmas time. It's our Christmas episode. I should have wore a Santa hat.
I was telling Connor beforehand. I was like, I think I left my Santa. There we go. I left my Santa hat in Brookville but before I moved. I was looking for it here. I did bring out the Christmas not sweater. It's more of a shirt. Ho ho hole in one.
Oh, nice.
But that's about all I have here.
Yeah, Dylan golf. Dylan, what do you golf? If you play regular 18, what do you hit? What do you golf?
Right now my average is probably 83. My prime in college, I could get 78 probably on a regular basis.
Wow.
Oh crap.
I
was pretty good back in the day. Not so much anymore because now it costs to play. It's like in college you can play for free all you want. Now you have to pay like $50 or whatever. I'm okay with that.
Well, let me introduce you to Pine Knolls, Dylan.
Pine Knolls, is that the place to go? And is it Carolina?
Yeah. $800 a year annual membership.
It's only $800 for annual membership.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it bad?
It's actually fixed. It's fixed up. It's not like a horrendous course by any means.
Yeah, that's a really good deal for a yearly membership. I mean, here it costs like $1,200-$1,300, and that's for an average course.
Yeah, it's an average course, but yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Maybe we get a live cast down in the Carolinas. We hit Carowinds and we go to this Knoll place and hit the links.
Yeah, and then we'll go get Cookout. It'll be great. We'll cast from Cookout.
Yeah, we can cast from the Cookout parking lot with every other high schooler that still goes to the back parking lot.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
he said they're not casting. They're not casting.
They're not casting.
No, they're getting pregnant. They're getting pregnant.
You guys have any stories about shacking up in the Cookout parking lot?
Not personally.
No.
Connor does. He doesn't want to say it.
Connor said.
Connor does. Connor's played a little tonsil hockey in the Cookout parking lot.
Yeah, Connor's ventured over to the Food Line parking lot in Kernersville, North Carolina.
KPD comes rolling through, and they're just like, "What's going on in here?" They get their flashlights out. It's like, "Okay, sorry, it's 2 a.m. on a Tuesday over Christmas break." Race trucks everywhere. All right, that's been Cookout Minute with Kartercast.
I'm so excited to get Cookout tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. I'm not psycho. NFL. Let's do the NFL. Victory lap time. Let's start with the most important news. We're recording right now. It's Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, December 19th. Bryce Young. No, we're not talking Eagles. No, we're not talking Cowboys. We're not even talking Will Levis. Bryce Young is back, Dylan. Bryce Young, 95-yard game-winning drive, beat the Falcons, end the Falcons season. Bryce Young is back. The Panthers are back. 2-12. Doesn't matter. They always say your record is who you are. No, it's not. It's not. We're so much better than our record.
There's a sliver of hope. That's all I got to say. That drive.
Yeah, congratulations on you guys for winning as home divisional underdogs. That's definitely not a favorable spot to be in. So congrats.
In the pissing rain.
Yeah, let's not forget there's a monsoon. Couldn't even see half the TV cameras.
Let's not forget that rain like that definitely benefits you guys because your quarterback can't throw the ball.
He threw. What are you talking about? He threw dimes on that last drive.
I didn't watch it, so.
That's fair. It was Panthers Falcons. I can't blame you. Usually, you didn't watch the game, but it was Panthers Falcons. That did not deserve to be on anybody's quad box.
Can we start talking? Bryce Young ended Desmond Ritter's career. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh no, I can get with
another
that.
Game.
Yes, Bryce Young 100% ended Desmond Ritter's career.
I don't think he starts another game in the NFL unless somebody gets hurt. That's the only way.
Well, he'll probably play out the rest of the season, right? Or are they playing Heineke?
I think they're talking about Heineke.
Heineke is officially starting this week.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, he's done. I mean, he'll come in as a backup. He'll be a backup somewhere. Maybe just stay in Atlanta as a backup, but he's done. That was one of the worst throws I've ever seen. One of the worst throws.
That was brutal.
I mean, Drake London was wide open on that play, too, and just threw it in triple coverage. It wasn't even like triple coverage. It was directly to a Carolina Panthers defender. It was so bad.
And why do you spend a top 10 pick on Bijan Robinson if you don't give him the ball? Is something wrong with him? Is he sneaky, have an ankle sprain or something where he only plays 30 snaps? I don't understand. It's a top 10 pick. I don't know. Don't get it. I'm not mad, but.
And you already had, not to get into the weeds, but they already had a pretty good two-back tandem there. They didn't need Bijan Robinson, especially.
Cordell scored the only touchdown. He's the third string.
Exactly. Yeah. You remember back in 2021 when he was winning people fantasy leagues, 40 points a week. Oh my gosh, what happened since those days?
Dylan, we were talking about this before the show because we're taking victory laps right now. Big weekend, big show for the podcast. But What pisses me off is all of a sudden Panthers fans are like, oh, yeah, Bryce Young looked pretty good on that last drive. Like, he's the guy now. Like, so all of a sudden you're trashing this guy nonstop. You're like, he's a bust. You're calling him the M word. M is in Mary. They're calling him the M word all the time. Small guy, little guy. And they're like, he sucks.
Oh,
he's
the
not
M
gonna be
word.
the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, the M word.
People actually said the M word?
Oh, a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
I'm not in those weeds.
And he's like, he's a bust. He sucks. All this stuff. And then all of a sudden, Sunday, he wins a game, 95-yard winning drive, cold freezing rain, a little windy. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, Bryce Young, he's the guy. He's good. I saw it today. I saw it. It's like, really? It took you that? It took that for you to see it? So I take a little victory lap. Bryce Young, back. Eagles.
So is that what we're going with as Panthers fans? Are we back? He's actually back, or are we still complaining about the situation? Or
no, the situation's still awful. But Bryce Young he's been there, but like now the general public gets to see it. Dylan, have I ever hopped off the Bryce Young train?
No, you never said that he.
I had one foot out the door. I'm gonna be honest.
You are looking back. You were looking back.
We could have had.
I was looking for the receipt somewhere. I was like, can I get a refund on this or something?
Yeah, you know what? You were a Karen at a Ross. Going to a Ross Dress for Less, just being like, I need my money back.
It's like, I don't want this. This is not past the 30-day warranty. The thing with the Panthers is, can they really be back if they never arrived? Like, how are they back?
Yes. Yeah, they're back. You just say the words, they're back.
What's the statute of limitations on being back? Is it 10 years? Yeah, because if it's 10 years, then we're back. But how far back are we going here?
We're back. Okay.
I'm just curious.
No, we're back. We won a football game. That means you're back.
Okay, I hear you.
Because we haven't won a football game since the Texans, so we're back.
Yeah, since the Texans' second best quarterback came through town. Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Oh anyhow, gosh, I'm kicking everything. I'm kicking everything today.
What a great start to this podcast. This is chaos.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Eagles lose last night to the Seahawks. Last second touchdown, Jackson Smith and Jigba, game-winning touchdown, 2017 Seahawks win in Seattle. Someone on here said that they were going to thrash, the Seahawks.
I did.
Some of us have been a little weary of the Eagles and said, all right, well, they are the luckiest team in the league. And then some of us were kind of coattailing someone saying that they were the luckiest team in the league. So what? Go ahead.
I need to give everybody here credit because even I did that on my live stream or whatever, but I brought it to this show, and it seems like even Connor, other than last
night, the
everybody
2
was
weeks I was all against him.
Yeah, everybody was on board with that narrative, and it would have been really easy to give it up once they beat the Chiefs. Could have been really easy to give it up once they beat the Bills. But we held on strong. And all I heard from Eagles fans going into the 49ers game, toughest streak of schedule in the whole NFL. I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe if you guys keep it close, I'll give you some points there. Well, they get blown out by 40 to the 49ers at home in Philadelphia. But that's not enough. I was like, okay, so next week you guys have the Cowboys, who you beat in Philadelphia. Granted, you have to travel to Dallas. You got to take them on. But if you keep it close, maybe I'll cut you some slack. Get beat by 3 possessions. And then at that point, I say, you know what, Eagles fans, I'll cut you some more slack. Those are 2 tough teams that you just got blown out to. You're on a 6-game stretch, the toughest six-game stretch probably in professional football. But guess what? You have a long week. You get Monday Night Football. You get the Seahawks with a backup quarterback. Geno Smith isn't playing. You guys win this one. You can have it. And they get beat by a Seahawks team with Drew Lock starting. Now, granted, you could say it took a last-minute drive, but that says a lot about that defense. And the point I want to get at here, Karter, go ahead.
I want to say, you say the point, it was a last-second drive. Well, all of these Eagles games have been on the last-second drive, and everyone's like, we're not lucky. The Seahawks were lucky. We weren't lucky.
Yep, and that's the thing. Everybody, I said, you know what? You guys might be getting lucky. Shout out Nick Giffen, Action Analytics. They were the ones that spearheaded this. But if you watch the games, you look at the stats after every one of these games, you could see that the Eagles weren't winning games. Their opponents were losing them. I said, you guys are getting lucky. And what do they say? Karter, they say, no, we're not lucky. We just got that dog. We just win the games when it matters. That's what they said.
Did you see it? Send me a tweet with a D word.
I will send you a tweet with the D where they say, we got that dog. We just win games. That's all that matters in this league.
Winning football.
Winning football matters.
This is what a good team does. Yeah.
And they were coming in thinking they were the Great Dane, Great Dane level dog to win these games. Little did they know, they were just a little baby chihuahua locked up in the kennel. And those little burr, burr, burr. You know what those sound like? Those sound like, we need to sit Bradbury. Burr, burr. Big Dom cost us the game. Burr, burr.
Tom.
Let's fire our defensive coordinator. Burr, burr. The point of this is they thought they had the dog. They were lucky the whole time. Now, they're probably going to win 2 of their 3 last games. They have a very easy schedule lined up. They're going to make the playoffs. They've been there before. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. But Eagles fans, you were wrong. Admit it. It's always everybody thought Galileo was crazy when he said that we revolve around the sun. Everybody. And now Galileo got killed because of it. He was right. The calculator guys win this one.
The calculator guys win this one. No
Shout out to the graphs. The graphs are what matter. Everybody wants to crap on the graphs, the calculators. Solar calculator. Give me a TI-84.
If we're ranking victory laps, that's near the top. That was great. I love that.
Can I ask a question? This is going to be a political answer. We may have to cut this out.
Yes.
So you say like the graphs win, the stats win.
Well, no, you believe that it was 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
What?
That's a graph. Flatten the curve? COVID?
Hear me out. No, not COVID.
Okay,
not COVID.
I hear you.
No, COVID is not political. It's health.
Yeah, come on. How could you be so insensitive? We might need to cut that out.
The food is gone.
Sorry.
We'll find out. We'll call the intern. We'll get it cut out. But no, what I wanted to say was for stats and graphs and those kind of people like yourself, a lot of them were saying Hillary Clinton was going to win in 2016. Therefore, Trump came up and won last second when he got outgained on the votes. He got outgained on the yards as the Eagles were. Therefore, does Trump have that dog?
I don't.
Because he kind of is the dog.
But then was Hillary outplaying Trump the whole time? I think that's the question we have
where's
to ask.
Trump? Where's Trump on the luck rankings? That's what I would ask.
Oh, he's got to be pretty high.
It's got to be pretty high.
But like the luck came back down to earth in 2020, though.
It did. It regressed.
Like it was.
Back to
Well,
the
it was
mean.
like who you ask.
It was.
I don't know if it was luck. Yeah.
Because then it was like the Vikings last year. Like, how did they win this? This is crazy. And then the next year, like everything came crashing down. Everything went against them, and everything went against them to make them lose games. And kind of, this is gonna turn into something we probably shouldn't put out, huh?
I said in my senior year, it was like a current events personal finance class, 2015, fall of 2015. So the election was not happening until 2016, but the primaries were happening, and I told my teacher, Mr. Hetrick, I remember it vividly, he was the football coach, went to the state finals that year. I told him, I said, we're never going to see another Republican president in my lifetime. And I was so wrong. Because he gets in office and everything breaks loose. Now I'll say it again, I highly doubt we see another Republican president in my lifetime. And I might just keep echoing that for the next 4 years.
Eventually it'll be right. Just clip it off every year.
Yes, that's definitely not a reverse jinx.
That's textbook. Yeah, that's textbook.
That was good.
Eagles. The Eagles, man. If you're a Philly fan, you have to smash the panic button on Super Bowl dreams. Yes, you're going to make the playoffs, like you mentioned. They're going to beat the Giants, and they'll probably finish the season 3-0, honestly, and they'll finish 13-4, and it'll look good. But go ahead.
They'll drop one. They'll drop Week 18 to the Giants, but
even if they do, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. I talked with Connor about this before you hopped on. I was looking at like odds to win the NFC, and other than the 49ers, what team in this list do you trust to win the NFC? Like, I would say honestly, Eagles are probably the second best option, but then you have Cowboys, Lions, and then from there, Saints, Packers, Vikings, Seahawks, Rams. Like, I don't know who you take out of the top 2 options here to win the NFC.
Niners.
It's just it's the Niners and then everyone else, because the teams you just listed off, it's just a big cluster of mediocre teams you can't trust in a playoff game. That's really what it is.
You think that it's the 49ers no matter what, but I don't know. I guess maybe I'm thinking about it from a betting perspective, where they're like, is there a 50% chance that the 49ers make the Super Bowl? I would say no.
Do they have the 1 seed locked in?
I don't think it's locked in yet. I don't think.
So because the 1 seed, that's the thing. If they have the 1 seed, I think it's a 50% shot they make the Super Bowl.
I don't know. I just looked at it and I was like, I don't know of any other team. Like the Eagles might legitimately be the second best team to make a run for it. I think the Cowboys are better than the Eagles, but you can't bet on the Cowboys with how they've played in the playoffs the last couple of years. Right. It was just interesting to look at.
And also how they got destroyed in Buffalo.
Woof. Go Bills.
And,
Go Bills.
We called that.
Yeah. We were on that, I got to say. We can take another small victory lap on that. You know what? This is the show of victory laps so far.
Yeah,
I mean, we're just taking our time.
We don't have to mention Will Levis losing to a backup quarterback. Like we don't have to
breaking news.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's coming up with breaking news right now.
Yeah, of course, right when we're about to
No, this is legit, and it's concerning your guys' team. Panthers are cutting Pro Bowl pass rusher Justin Houston. Gives him a chance to catch with a playoff team.
How many snaps did he play? I mean,
no, I don't know.
just a pointless signing.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Sorry. Anyhow, should we talk about games this week? We don't need to recap anything else.
Bill's victory lap. That's all I wanted to say. We were right.
Yeah, Texans Titans. No, 1916 loss in overtime, blew a game-winning lead.
Case Keenum. But I bet in Dylan's mind, Dylan doesn't want to take away the Titans' loss, Will Levis loss to Case Keenum narrative. He wants to take away Case Keenum might be better than C.J. Stroud because we just led him to a win.
No, that's true. That's true.
I
do want to point out Will Levis doesn't play defense, and we just conveniently work around this recording schedule to not recap Monday Night Football, where Will Levis had a game-winning drive to beat probably one of the best teams in the AFC. And all of a sudden, we can't record that week. We can't do a recap that week. Oh, convenient. Yeah.
All I know is
we can recap the Texans game.
All I know is the Panthers have one win in December, and a few of these other teams don't. So
Eagles don't. We need to start having a conversation. Are the Panthers better than the Eagles? They have better defense.
Without a doubt, they're better.
I mean, if you look at their ceiling, they have such a higher ceiling than the Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, honestly, like Jonathan Mingo, AJ Brown. I mean, you're just apples oranges. Like
I agree.
Yeah, I know. Let's preview some games. Cincinnati Pittsburgh is a game I feel like we have to preview.
Mason Rudolph time. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer playing 2 days before Christmas.
I know. That's what I was going to say. It's Bengals by 2, over under 37. The game's in Pittsburgh. We have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer starting 2 days before Christmas. You have to take the Steelers. If you're a vibes better, you have to take the Steelers here.
100%. And you know what else? It's Jake Browning. It's the Bengals. It's a divisional game. They're favored on the road in Pittsburgh with the Steelers coming off a loss. I know the Steelers aren't what they used to be. And I know Mike Tomlin hasn't been great this year, and people are calling for his head even. I got to bet the Steelers. Just from strictly, like you said, vibes. They're an underdog coming off a loss against the Bengals with a backup quarterback. This is going to be a rock fight, and this is a classic Steelers win 13-6 or something like that.
Yeah, the Bengals are riding a little too high right now.
It's like, riding a little. Jake Browning yelling into the camera, "You should have drafted me, or you should have never cut me," and all that. Like, that's awesome, but
it took a miracle for them to beat the Vikings at home last week. I mean, the +3 was the biggest FU push I've ever had in my life. T. Higgins catches that ridiculous touchdown, and you're just, come on, man. He literally said in the post-game interview, he's like, I closed my eyes and I chucked it up there. I was like, oh, well, you just got lucky then. Like, you just got lucky. The Steelers' defense is going to force him to make those throws. I don't know if we see Mason Rudolph even attempt a pass. I think it's just a Jalen Warren, Najee Harris just run fest on Sunday.
It's funny you bring that up because I do think this game is not so much about what Pittsburgh can do on offense, but it's how bad the Bengals have been on defense. They're allowing like 6 yards per play, allowing the second most rush yards per attempt, and that goes to exactly what you were saying. I think it's going to be Mason Rudolph might not have to throw the ball more than 20 times this game. I think it's going to be handoff city, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, maybe some bubble screens. Like Mason Rudolph is not throwing this ball down the field. And I agree with you guys. I think that this is a perfect spot for Pittsburgh. It's ugly. I hate to say it. I haven't personally bet it. I was waiting for it to get to 3, but now the Rudolph's playing. There's no chance it gets to 3. So we'll see what I do before game time. Yeah, it's down to 2. So yeah, I'm with you guys. If I were to take a side, it'd be Pittsburgh, and they're going to get it done on the ground.
Let me ask you this. What if we just teased Pittsburgh +8 and under 43?
I'm not teasing a total.
That might be something special, Karter.
Guys, this Bengals defense is bad. Bad.
It's Mason Rudolph.
It's Najee
Harris. It's Jalen Warren. One big run, you're done.
So if Mason Rudolph is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, what does that make Pickett and Trubisky? Which reindeer are they?
Oh, we gotta get one. I wish we could be doing linebackers. We get blitzing. We get TJ Watts blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
What else could we get?
I'm at a
Who's
loss
the one
here.
that was really talking crap about Rudolph?
George
Donner?
Pickens.
George. There you
George
go, yeah.
Pickens. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know
Well,
the names of all of them. To be honest with you, I couldn't recite them all.
Let's go through the jingle. Dylan, you're a Christmas guy.
Donner, Blitzen, Vixen.
Oh,
we
Knows
gotta have a
him.
Mixon
He
in
knows
there.
him.
We gotta have a Mixon in there, right? Mixon?
Wait, Joe Mixon's playing.
There we go.
This is messing up my brain.
Why?
Mixon 2 days before Christmas. Well, Rudolph led them. Yeah, so it's
I don't
still
think there's
Steelers
actually a
+2.
Mixon though.
Yeah, there is, right?
It's
with an M?
It's Vixen.
Vixen?
With a V.
Yeah, there's
Vixen,
Vixen,
Mixon, Tixon, Dixon,
And
Richard
Blitzen,
Vixen,
It's Vixen and Blitzen. They're the two.
Ed Dixon.
Blitzen.
Ed Dixon.
Get some crackers. Be Ritzen.
I was really
Keep
trying
going.
to think of one to
Ritz
come back with. I
crackers?
can't do it.
No, I'm waiting for you. Keep going. I thought you were rapping.
Oh
my God, is that Lecrae?
Check. I might have a CD up here. Check how a team does home versus away. Call it Splitzen.
Okay.
That's all I got. That's all I have off the
Yeah.
top of my head.
All right.
That's
All right.
good.
Well,
That's good.
yeah,
That's
there we
good.
go. Yeah.
I have something. I gotta have something Lecrae in here. That's my gamer tag on Xbox. Lecrae fan 34.
That's so on brand. Oh my God.
I
That
only
is so
have,
on brand.
I only have Toby Mac.
Do you
This is
like
great.
NF?
Oh, I was on NF way before everybody else.
Yeah,
was on
I
NF.
knew you were.
Way before.
I knew you were on NF.
I was on NF my sophomore year of high school. He featured on a song by another rapper that I liked. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good.
What is your number one Spotify Wrapped this year?
Oh shoot. Give me a second.
Are we taking guesses? Carter, what do you
can take
think?
guesses real quick. I mean, I feel like mine would be easy. We can do everyone's. So
I do
question.
like this.
Mine was a little infiltrated because when I go on road trips with Justine, she takes over the aux on my Spotify. Therefore,
that's
Taylor
a big
Swift.
no.
Taylor Swift ended up at 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How many road trips you going on, Carter? I don't know about all that. Those excuses.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a cover up.
Anytime I visit the in-laws, it's 4 hours each way.
Enough to affect the Spotify Wrapped. Where's the Carter cast? Where's the Carter cast in that? It's got to be up there.
I don't listen to this crap. Yeah. U2 is your number one?
No. I'm saying
It's YouTube.
that's what YouTube's for. That's
YouTube. Yeah. Subscribe on the YouTube. What are you doing? Mine was Zach Bryan. I'm pretty sure, but I can double check.
Zach Bryan was 2 for me. Tory Lanez was number 1 for me.
Tory
Lanes.
Free Tory. He didn't shoot Meg. Free Tory.
So I do want to give. I have it now. I do want to give a disclaimer.
Young boy never broke again.
No.
Ski mask.
Here we go. Actually, hold on a second. I want to explore my dashboard. There we go. So I do want to say I switched Apple Music or Apple accounts in March. So this is only from like May on. My number one artist, Machine Gun Kelly.
Let's go. I love it. That's exactly what I wanted.
Yep. Machine Gun Kelly. Number 5, NF. Number 3, Taylor Swift. 7, Olivia Rodrigo.
What's two?
What's 2? Christian rapper John Keith.
Okay.
What's 4?
100 Gex.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, you need to listen to them, and you would think, Dylan, what the heck are you doing, kid?
Oh, I've got Blackjack and the Carnies at number 4.
Yeah,
Here we go. That's my guy.
I have King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I do have AJR number 10.
Got some good
Lil
songs.
Uzi Vert 12. 21 Pilots 13. 21 Pilots, they had a streak of number 1 for a while, and if I would have kept the same Apple Music, they probably would have been number 1.
This is exactly what I wanted. Like, it is so on brand. I think like the numbers are just aligned perfectly.
If you showed this
Stats
to
don't
Philly,
lie.
if you showed this to Philly fans, they might torch Dylan. I gotta say
They'll torch me about anything.
that is true.
My number 3 most listened song, Get Him Back. Olivia Rodrigo.
Are you trying to get back?
The songs aren't. You ever seen Little Shop of Horrors?
Yes, actually.
The intro song to that was my 11th most listened to song.
Really? Oh,
I love Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah,
and that's all the Barbie album was my 8th most listened to album.
Dylan. There's the one Dua Lipa song that's kind of a vibe, but like
no, that's not even one I listened to. I like the Nicki Minaj Ice Spice one. I liked all the songs with Ken. The I'm Just Ken's a good one, and then
but you're you're in the car, you're going out, you're going to a restaurant, and you're like you're playing that on the aux.
Yeah.
Nah.
What do you like? What do you
That
mean?
is crazy behavior.
With Abby, or
just in general?
Do you do it by yourself?
I do it anyway. Like
I heard yes. I heard in the background yes with Abby.
No, she's not home. Abby's not home.
Okay,
but like the thing is, and we'll get into the weeds here. What I do is I make a playlist for every month dating back to April 2017. So like every month I make a playlist, and then I usually just listen to that playlist. Like, so whatever's on that playlist, I just listen to. But at the same time, and I don't want to say this as like I'm deflecting on the music I listen to. Yeah, I listen to the Barbie soundtrack. Who cares? I like the music, but
it's
like,
freaking lit.
I mean, really. And then if the boys are in the car, and the rule is if I'm driving, I hate driving, so I'm going to play whatever music I want to. It's just as simple as that. So if the boys are in the car, it's like an agreement I have with Abby. Like, or if it's Barbie, it's going to be Barbie. I have Eminem on here, AJR. Do you guys know the song Paranoid by Garbage? It's like, I'm not going to sing it, but yeah.
The Barbie soundtrack is the 8th most listened.
No way.
Karter,
There's no way you're doing that to me right now.
Karter, Thicko Motor Mobamba.
I wish it was like there's nothing. Lil Uzi Vert, I guess, is.
I like Uzi. Uzi's good. That was good, Dylan. I gotta say that was one of the best.
That's what I wanted. You don't. Hey, you're not like every average white guy out there.
I was gonna say
Zach Bryan, Luke Combs, or whatever.
No,
Morgan Wallen.
Oh, I hate Morgan Wallen.
But I will say, all jokes aside, Dylan, you're comfortable enough in your masculinity to do that, and I admire that. Good for you.
And I get crap sometimes. Yeah, we'll say that. I don't care. Like I do. I'm a bit feminine, if I'm being honest. My hobby, I don't.
Well, yeah, you're a boneless wings guy.
I'm a boneless wings guy. I don't.
Okay, calm down.
I have no.
Wings.
Boneless wings are very no. Boneless wings are very feminine.
Oh, so you like putting bones in your mouth? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Who's feminine now? Who's feminine now? Yeah. Okay.
No. Oh, you guys are gonna get destroyed for that.
There's no shot that I'm paying for my wings and then having to work to eat them. It's just not happening.
That's hilarious.
I mean, we might have to get women on this podcast to decide whether this is. We might have to get Survey Says, little family feud.
So if they say they eat boneless wings, then it's a girly thing?
No. If women say, is it feminine for a guy to eat boneless wings?
I don't know. I think the most feminine thing you can do about eating wings is taking a moist towelette when you're done and wiping your face. That's the most feminine thing you can do while you're eating.
I don't wipe my face. You just dab. You get.
It is really look like you're putting makeup on. That's feminine too.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
When you're wiping your face.
I'm kidding. I was insinuating.
You're trying to set me up. You're trying to give me
this.
I was.
This is gonna be quite the edit.
We'll see. It might get left in. Oh, I had a question about the song stuff.
Oh yeah.
What song have you burned the most calories to?
Ooh,
this is a good question.
Probably Get Him Back, because that's all I listened to when I had to run those miles when I lost that bet. That's the most exercise I've done in 5 years.
The 5 a.m. Oh, shout out Kentucky. Shout out Kentucky.
Get Him Back, Olivia Rodrigo.
At least this year, that's it. I don't know lifetime. That's a tough
one. That's what gets you going. The song I've burned the most calories to, man, it's got to be Lavender Sunflower by Tory Lanez. What an album. I mean, I could listen to that on repeat.
Is Tory Lanez still making music?
He's in jail.
He is in jail right now. I think there are his people releasing some unreleased songs, but he is not recording anything right now.
I feel like his time was like 11 to 13.
Like 2011?
Yeah. Like, I feel like I was listening to him in middle school and early high school dances.
Yes, but he also dropped a nice 80s throwback album a couple years ago, and it is very nice.
Yeah, he should be a Charlotte Hornets fan.
Carter, what's your answer?
I would say the live version of Revival Zach Bryan. 10 minutes long. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
It's
album.
long, it's it's upbeat, it's all good. Yeah.
Live at Red Rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Actually,
that's the one.
I burned the most calories to the Ryan Russillo podcast, if we're being completely honest.
I was trying to think of like what would be the weirdest answer someone could give for that.
Man, like Beethoven.
No, I don't hate that. I've listened. I'm a piano guy. I love listening to just piano stuff. So I'm sitting here. I listen to that stuff all the time. Shout out Marsha.
I don't know what the weirdest answer would be, to be completely honest.
It would have to be like sad. No, but it's like sad.
I gotta say, there
was a down period in my life.
Yeah,
there was a down period in my life where the sad music playlist was blaring at all hours.
Connor, what was your sad music?
Oh, sad
Fix
music.
Fix You Coldplay.
Ooh.
That's probably in there. There was a couple. Oh my God. Do you know is it Katy Perry?
Juice WRLD.
It's like the one that got away, but there was like a remix of it, like a sad, like instrumental remix. That used to be on repeat. I mean, my gosh. Or Juice WRLD's a good one. What else I used to have on there? Bryson Tiller, big Bryson Tiller. Sad music.
Oh yeah. The Bryson Tiller was a thing.
I had a playlist. I'll have to share it with you boys. A sad boy playlist to get you through some dark times. It's on my old Apple Music though.
Mad World, Gary Jules or whatever his name is. That's a sad song.
I don't know that one. What else is on here? I got an NF song on here. I Miss the Days.
Which one?
Dylan.
Which one is it?
I Miss the Days.
Oh yeah,
that's on the sad playlist.
I miss the days. No. I know that one. Yeah.
Do you like Imagine Dragons, Dylan?
No. Well, a couple songs, but don't try to get me with the joke.
Dad.
I figured that was coming.
I was gonna do a Wendy's joke later. I was gonna get you on a D's Nuts joke sometime this episode, but then I was like, oh, I went too early.
Why would you do that to me?
Premature.
Oh,
why would you do
Dylan,
that? Anti-Dylan.
Hey Dylan, next episode, we'll try and get each other on a D's Nuts. Whoever wins has to pay for a bet. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, if someone gets
deal.
We're gonna be on edge so much, you're just gonna be like, I like the Eagles this week, and I'm sitting here pausing for like 30 seconds, like, is he trying to get me on a D's Nuts joke? I don't know.
Analyzing every word. You have to edit out 30-second pauses the entire podcast. Just slicing and dicing the whole show. Oh my gosh. This is a great podcast.
That was fun. I like that. I like the music talk.
Yeah, that was great. NFL time. Bengals Steelers. Do we have to? I know. It's well, I know we're going to talk about Christmas later. Let's do some NFL stuff real quick.
Okay.
Lions Vikings games in Minnesota. Lions -3. It looks like Mullins is still going to start. I hope we get to see Jaron Hall though. I think Jaron Hall is the better quarterback, but who's to say? We don't know. Anyhow, don't give me that, Dylan. Why are you're an anti-Karter. You're anti-BYU. You hate BYU. You hate the LDS population. You hate Utah. You hate Swig. You hate everything about the state.
Abby and I are planning a trip back to Utah. We love Utah.
Because you love the University of Utah.
We love University of Utah. We love Swig. We love I think it was Natural History Museum we went to.
Hey, Dylan, trust tree. Yeah. Utah is going to win the Big 12 next year.
You think so?
Yeah, they are.
Why do you say that? Cam Rising, Heisman? Is Heisman watch back on?
Cam Rising returning for his, 6th year? And then their defense is going to be good. They're not losing a lot of pieces. They're going to be good.
I love it. That's what I love to hear.
Yeah, no, trust tree. We don't talk about that. Also, BYU's quarterback going to get announced this week. I told you guys who it was.
Trust tree.
I know. Inside info.
Got the scoop.
I know. Anyhow, Lions Vikings games in Minnesota. Lions -3. What's the play here? Is there a play here? Is it just, hey, take the Lions, they're back, they're rolling, or is it, nope, this Vikings defense is too good, the Lions aren't going to be able to handle them, the Vikings run game's going to get going against this Swiss cheese Lions defense?
The Vikings run game will not get going because the Lions sneakily have one of the top rush defenses in the league. I think top 8 in terms of rush yards allowed per play. what is going to be the difference maker here is Jared Goff, when he is blitzed, is a completely different quarterback. He has the 4th lowest PFF rating when blitzed, and that's all that Minnesota does. I think they actually lead the league in blitz rate, and that is going to be the difference maker here. I think that you look at Nick Mullins, he was able to put up 24 points. And it's not that bad now. I said earlier that the Bengals defense isn't that great. But this Lions pass defense specifically is not either. So I love the Vikings here. I don't know if they win. I think it's at 3 right now. I would take it at 3. I don't think it finishes. I think it'll finish under 3. But I love Minnesota here. This is a perfect time to sell on Detroit after they just absolutely smoked the Broncos. And people, Connor, you even said before, like, this is going to be the game where everybody's like, oh, Lions, like the public. So love Minnesota here. I think they keep it close.
I'm with you here because your first instinct, you look at this line, it's like, oh, the Lions, like they're 10-4. They've been heralded as, I don't even know, like the playoff darlings. Like people are like, oh, they're shooting for the playoffs. They were even Super Bowl favorites a few weeks ago, which that's crashed back down to earth. But they've been an explosive offense. They seem to be a lot of people's like sexy pick to kind of make a run. Why is it only 3 points against Nick Mullins and this Vikings team that has lost a bunch of steam? Kirk Cousins down. They've had quarterback Josh Dobbs. He's gone now. Why is it only 3 points? This is the classic, hey, I'm going to put $20 on the Lions -3 because there's no way they cover. Or, hey, let's do a money line parlay, and then the Lions ruin it. Because that's what happened with Atlanta this past weekend. Everybody's like, oh, the Panthers are a JV team. The Panthers can't win this game. And then everybody's like, Lions, or Falcons money line. Let's put that in the parlay. What happens? This is that game this week. I think the Vikings have a great chance to win this game. And you look at Jared Goff, divisional games, the last few games against the Bears, he's had 2 picks in the last one and then a pick in the first matchup with the Bears. Like, he doesn't do good against these rush blitz heavy defenses, should I say. So I think you're spot on with that, Dylan. I can't trust the Lions defense, and Jared Goff's been too mistake turnover prone for me to bet the Lions. And there's no reason why it should only be 3, and therefore rat line.
Panthers 3-point underdog at home last week, divisional game. This is the exact same spot for the Vikings.
It really is kind of the exact same spot. But the caveat is they were going against Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter is so bad. He's so bad.
I think we could workshop that Jared Goff, when blitzed, is Desmond Ritter. When blitzed.
Okay, all right. You sold me there. You got me. I was out, and now I'm back in.
I had my stats wrong. Last game against Chicago, 2 picks. First matchup with Chicago, 3 picks for Jared Goff.
I remember that. Yeah,
he doesn't like this division. Doesn't like the division, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm on the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings this week. I love the Vikings here. You guys mentioned it. I don't need to repeat everything you guys said. The defense, the blitz rate, all of that. And Connor, you said, you sniff out the rat line. Also, we haven't seen Justin Jefferson get going. Is he for sure playing? Like, I know he's been weird with injury stuff too. I mean, it doesn't matter. TJ Hawkinson revenge game then. Like, it doesn't. Yeah. Their passing options are so much better. And you mentioned, Dylan, you're like, oh, well, the Bengals defense wasn't good, but that's more so the Bengals run defense. And Ty Chandler can go through and destroy them. Nick Mullins isn't going to have to do that much. The Vikings have a great offensive line, and I would argue that they probably have the second best weapons in their receiving core in the league behind the Dolphins, probably. So this is a recipe for disaster. If you're the Lions, they're riding high, everyone's back. They're going, you're going to get the tweets from what's the dude's name, Ben, whatever, from DraftKings, John Ewing from MGM. You're going to get those. 83% of the bets and money are on the Lions, or 83% of the bets in public are on the Lions -3 this week. And you're like, well, easy fade. There we go. Vikings at home.
This is a classic ruin the money line parlay.
I don't have the numbers on this, but I do want to see a Jared Goff's home road splits. We'll get stats department on that because I feel like whenever he's on the road, it's different, but it may just be a divisional game thing. Like you mentioned when they played the Bears, because 5 picks in 2 games against the Bears.
Yeah, threw a pick against the Packers in their first matchup. I don't know what it is. I mean, he's just mistake worthy, turnover prone.
I'm pulling it up right now, but it is also worth noting. You bring up the home and away. Their home games are in a dome, so it's much easier for them to play at home, just in general.
But this game's in a dome too, though.
Oh, you're right. Vikings are dome. Gosh, dang it. Where we got home and away? Come on.
Nothing.
There we go. Got it. What specifically are we looking for?
Home road splits.
So 5 and 2, both home and on the road. At home, 120 more passing yards, 15-point better rating, half a yard more per attempt.
What about turnovers?
6 interceptions at home, 4 on the road. 17 touchdowns at home, 9 on the road. And about 5 points lower in completion percentage on the road.
Yeah, I think that's more of the outdoor element, though, rather than on the road, I feel like.
Yeah, that probably. Well, we could also look at dome versus no dome.
Dylan.
So no dome?
Dylan loves some dome.
Big dome guy.
All right.
He's making up for the boneless wings and the Lecrae.
Yeah, there you go.
The Barbie soundtrack. There you go.
Yeah, the Barbie soundtrack. This is probably the game of the week I wanted to preview. Packers Panthers. I'm just kidding.
Go Pack, go.
Oh, chill there. Chill dog, chill there. No, it's the Vegas zone game. No, I want to do real quick. This is not a rat line really, but I just want to get this out there. Colts Falcons. The line's Falcons -1. Over under 44. I just like the Falcons there a lot. If Heineke's starting, this is that change. It sparks. They really are playing for nothing at this point because the division's kind of out of their reach at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So this is playing for nothing. All the pressure's on the Colts to make the playoffs. Games in Atlanta. I would take the Falcons there, but I just want to get that across before I forgot.
I agree with you. It's a great opportunity to fade. The Colts are another team that would be considered lucky. You can fade the Colts against a team coming off of a loss. I think it's a great spot for Atlanta, especially being at home.
So we'll just make this rat line segment because we have Houston -2.5 against the Browns. I would assume that line means C.J. Stroud is playing, but wouldn't I take the Browns there? Or are the Browns just getting lucky every game with Joe Flacco?
I don't know if they're getting lucky, but I think they're due for a loss. Do you really think Joe Flacco leads this team undefeated to the playoffs? That just doesn't sound right.
I don't. It's a tough one.
It's that defense.
They had one loss, actually.
It really is. It's the defense.
They lost to the Rams.
Yeah, that's what
the one thing I really respect about the Browns, and I mentioned this on the live stream, was the Bears coming into the last week's game against the Bears. The Bears defense is average, but they're really good against the run. I think they were top 5 in rush yards allowed per attempt. And Cleveland's, even before, when Deshaun Watson was playing, the Browns' offensive persona was run the ball, right? We have Nick Chubb. We have Jerome Ford. Now Kareem Hunt. Like, that is what we can do to win games with this defense. They went into Chicago. Not into Chicago. It wasn't in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
But they played Chicago knowing that what their defense was. They do well against the run, and they just passed the ball. They had like 48 pass attempts and 18 rush attempts. And Cleveland is taking a look at their opposition, what they do well, and then just zagging, even if it means changing up what they've done all year or even what they're best at. So I have to respect that. My stance on this game, I wanted to wait for a 3 on the Browns. I like the Browns, but it was either wait for 3 or no bet. And I do agree with you, Karter. I think that this line tells us that they're expecting Stroud to play. But yeah, I like the Browns if he gets the 3. Otherwise, probably no play. And Flacco may have shot himself in the foot last week, but he also did like the little Mr. Miyagi thing to his own foot where he just like did something magical and ended up winning that game for him. So
it was like when he was on the Jets and they won that miracle game against the Browns.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the exact same. It's just round 2. The other line I saw, Bucks -1 against the Jags. It's in Tampa.
I love the Buccaneers.
That screams take the Bucks.
I think so too.
The odd screen I have gave me Bucks +3 in the middle of Sunday Night Football on Bet365, and I went to Bet365 to make that a 5-star, and it was off the board.
So you think do you think it actually opened at Bucks +3 and then it got bet down? And they took it off?
That would be my guess. Honestly, that'd be my guess. But I do love the Bucks here. I think it's a perfect time to sell.
They're sneaky rolling. They're sneaky rolling right now. Baker is kind of slinging that thing down the field. He was almost out of the league last year. And then the Rams picked him up, and I can't.
Mike Evans is having a great year as well. Godwin kind of fell off, but
time and time again, this is situation for quarterback matters above everything, man. Like the talent is not like Cam Newton's comments. If he would have just not said Dak Prescott, like those comments aren't crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Really?
I guess you're right.
I think if you put any of these guys in those shoes, like they're going to succeed. Maybe not to that same extent, but some would succeed way more, and some would probably be right behind them. Like you're telling me, if let's put Will Levis on the Dolphins. What's the Dolphins' record?
Pretty similar.
Undefeated.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
undefeated. Yeah, exactly.
Undefeated.
Bad example. You put Baker on the Dolphins, they're probably 9-5.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
probably
And
pretty
you know
close.
what? I know Flacco's been good, but imagine if Cleveland just sucked it up and kept Baker. Kept all his
No.
picks. Kept all those picks.
I think
I
that was a more locker room thing. Like, we got to get him out of here.
I don't know. You got a lot of money down the drain with Watson right now. Guaranteed money that guy's not even playing the game.
Yeah, no. I understand that, but I also think it was just the marriage was done in Cleveland.
That's fair too. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And and I think Baker became a better player for it.
Yeah.
After that.
The marriage might be done, but do you want to get a divorce and pay $500 million guaranteed in alimony?
Child support. Yep.
Yeah,
that's what they're
support.
doing.
I mean,
that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Should have signed a prenup. Damn Cleveland.
Titans only plus Titans only plus 2.5 at home against the Seahawks. Seahawks coming off a big win on a Monday night.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I took Titans first half.
If it's Malik Willis, I am hammering the other side. I don't care who it is.
I bet you Willis is going to look pretty good.
No,
Vrabel's going to set him up nicely.
Oh yeah, this is classic. Willis is Vrabel's guy. Levis is Carthon, whatever his name is, guy, and he's got to get Willis ready to go and say, "Hey, you can't be right about this." Now I think Levis is better, but if I know Vrabel like I think I know him, if Willis plays, it's going to be. I don't know.
And then it's going to be Willis Levis in the training camp in the offseason.
I think that's what they want. I feel like.
But then you can give me what's the salsa brand with the little girl? It's like, why not both?
Oh, the commercial. I know what commercial you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we preview our last two games?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, I thought this game was on Sunday night the whole time, and I always forget Christmas Eve night. Everyone's getting their presents ready. Santa's about to come. But first, you have to watch Broncos versus Patriots. And I thought Cowboys Dolphins was going to get flexed, and I guess it did, and they kept it. Whatever. It must be like, hey, more people are going to watch the 4:25 game on Christmas Eve rather than the late night game on Christmas Eve, which I kind of agree with. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? But let's do it. Dolphins, Cowboys, Dolphins -1.5 in Miami, over under 51.5. Dylan, take us away.
So I zoned out there thinking about Christmas football. Dallas, Miami.
Yes, 1.5.
There's like so many thoughts that games I'm going to miss on Christmas Eve because of holiday celebrations. So I just got carried away in that. Dallas, Miami. I talked with Connor about this a little bit beforehand. There are a lot of teams in professional football that have changed their strengths and weaknesses from last year. I think Minnesota is one of them. They hired Flores, and that defense looks amazing. Miami is another one. Until I looked at their stats for this game, I thought their defense was atrocious. That's what I was told all last year. All this year, I was told they can't beat good teams. The defense has work to do. I took a look at their defensive stats, and I'm going to list some of those off. 4.8 yards per play allowed. That's the fourth lowest in the league. 3.7 yards per rush allowed. That's the fourth lowest in the league. 20% blitz rate. That's the fourth lowest in the league. 25.5% quarterback pressure rate, the third highest. So they're getting pressure without sending the house. They're only rushing 4 and getting pressure. Almost a 10% sack rate, the highest in the league. 36.8% third down percentage allowed, the 10th lowest in the league. 41.7 fourth down percentage allowed, 6th lowest in the league. And keep in mind, that's a little skewed because they did play the Eagles. The only downfall of this Miami defense is that they're not that great in the red zone. But to all these people that might think that this Dolphins defense is the Dolphins defense of the past, they obviously... What?
It is. Those stats are misconstrued because look at their last few opponents. Look at the quarterbacks they've played against. Aiden O'Connell. Who played in the first Jets game? Was it Zach or was it Simeon or Boyle? It was when Zach got benched on Black Friday.
Black Friday was Boyle. Black Friday was Boyle.
It was Boyle Black Friday. So Aiden O'Connell, Tim Boyle. Then they played Washington. Sam Howell. Bad week for Sam Howell. Bad week for Sam.
Hold on to the stock on that one.
And then they lose to the Titans against Will Levis, but Will Levis might be the best quarterback in the league. We aren't quite sure yet. Then they play the Jets. Yes, they look good against the Jets, but they injured Zach Wilson in the first quarter, and then they got to see Trevor Siemian all game. So therefore, I feel like these stats are a little misconstrued a little bit. And then you talk about the Commanders. They're going to get that pressure only rushing, not blitzing a lot because the Commanders' offensive line is so bad.
Yeah.
So here, go ahead, Connor. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Cardi, I think you hit some pretty good points there. I cannot get the bad taste out of my mouth from watching them blow that game against the Titans and let them drive down the field twice in the last few minutes to blow that game. I cannot get that taste out of my mouth because these guys are beating up on bad teams, and that's fine. But those numbers aren't telling the full story. Like Karter said, you look at the personnel, you look at the game flow. They won 30-0 against a horrible Jets team. Of course, that's going to inflate their defensive stats. If you look at them in big games against good opponents, I cannot with these Dolphins.
And the other thing is, these teams we're talking about, the I don't know about the Raiders offensive line, but the Jets offensive line, we did that last episode. The Titans offensive line, the Commanders offensive line, those are bottom 6 offensive lines in football. And so therefore, yes, those blitz rates and getting pressures are going to look a lot better when you only have to rush this many. Yeah, because you're playing against some of the crappiest competition in the league, and then you got to go against Dallas's offensive line. They're one of the best in the league. Then you got to play against a real competition. They haven't won that big game this year. Their only big win is the Broncos, and that's when the Broncos stunk, and we're not even that big on the Broncos. Yes, they won 70-20. The Broncos gave up in that game. That's what happened. But they haven't beat anybody even close to that.
Well, they beat the Panthers, and after Bryce Young's
the
drive.
The Panthers looked awesome in that first quarter.
They scored 21 on this Dolphins defense.
Panthers won the first quarter. Dolphins only. I think we should only give the Dolphins 75% of that win. So their record is now 9.75 and 5 and 4
and 4.25.
4.25. Yeah. Math.
So I think the problem with I get what you guys are saying. I get that there's concerns about Miami and how they haven't won the big game, how they've played bad quarterbacks. But the fact that they've played bad quarterbacks, to those stats that I just listed, playing a bad quarterback only accounts for yards per play allowed. It doesn't account for yards per rush allowed because they're just handing it off. You want to get to the blitz rate.
But I think it does, though, because when you're playing such a bad quarterback, you can just load the box and you're like, okay, beat us in the air, Tim Boyle. But he can't. So then you can stop the run better.
So let's entertain that. I'll give you that, okay? So yards per play allowed, fine. Yards per rush allowed, fine. The blitz rate and the pressure rate, you picked the games where they played the bad offensive lines. But keep in mind, they played the Eagles with the second highest rated pass block unit. The Bills they have the 12th top rated pass block unit. Like the Raiders, they have the 11th.
But what was their rating then? Before this stretch of games, was there? I'm saying the last 5 games probably made their stats look a lot better. Yes, they played those teams, but they probably are the best. They're probably getting the most pressures in the league in their last 5 games because of the offensive lines.
But each one of those games, it weights it the same. It's not like one game against a bad offensive line weighs it more than a.
Yes, it does though. That's literally stats. If I average 45 points a game against the Charlotte Hornets, but then I score 10 against the Lakers, therefore they're going to say, oh, your average is what, like 20-some a game? But you're not a 20-point a game guy. You did it against the bad team. You can't do it against the good teams.
Well, then if you want to get into the weeds, it's going to take more time to go in and look how this defensive line did against the better pass blockers.
I mean, I'm just looking at strictly scores. Let up 48 to the Bills, let up 31 to the Eagles. I mean, against these good teams, they're not stopping anybody. And the Eagles aren't even that great of a team.
And how well do the Cowboys do in the red zone too? I don't know those stats off the top of my head, and I don't want to mess up my computer.
That one I don't know off the top of my head. I will say you guys seem to want to refute the defensive stats, which I don't agree with. But even if you want to look at the offense, the passing offense between these two teams, it's very similar.
I'm saying it's different. Like the passing offense is legit. Like that, no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas and Miami's, in terms of stats, they're both very similar. The only difference in offense is that it's going to be the run game, and Miami does that a lot better than Dallas does. And you wouldn't expect that, but they do. So I'm all over Miami here. I think that this whole they don't beat good teams thing, I get where you're coming from, but I think it's overblown. And Dallas is at a scheduling disadvantage. They're playing their second away game, and Miami, they just got done hosting the Jets. I think Miami is in a great spot. I think they win. You can get -120 money line still at DraftKings. 5-star.
5-star.
5-star. Miami beats Dallas.
Wow. I got that number, by the way. Cowboys, pretty middle of the pack. They're 15th on offense and red zone efficiency. And the Dolphins are 27th on defense and red zone efficiency.
Yeah,
so
that is the.
So the Cowboys get down there, they're probably going to punch it in. But I don't know about this. Dylan, 5 stars on the Dolphins on a toss-up like this? You know what? You know what? That's how you make a name for yourself. You know what? The hard plays.
You would think, but then you're right, and no one cares.
Yeah. Carter, do you like anything in this game?
I'm riding with Dylan. I like the Dolphins in this spot.
Wow.
He mentioned it. I think the scheduling disadvantage is huge. I mean, the Cowboys have had to play tough games on the road in Buffalo, just get beat up. And then the Dolphins, they got to take half a game off. They didn't have to try in that Jets game. I mean, yeah, it's a football game. It's NFL football. It's always hard. Don't get me wrong, but the Jets gave up. The Jets knew they weren't winning that game once Zach Wilson went out. 30-0. They didn't even try the second half. The Dolphins, they get to play at home. They don't have to travel. It's Christmas weekend. I think the scheduling disadvantage there and everything. This is the game the Dolphins get. That's the big win they need. It's finally time. They finally get their big win. Now, if the Dolphins don't win this game, the biggest F word in the league right now, because they can't win a big game to save their life. They can't. They get Baltimore the following week. I mean, they have to win one of these two games. They have to win one of these two games. Otherwise, they're frauds. They're blatant frauds, and that's what they are. But this is their chance to prove. If they come out Sunday afternoon, this is the game everybody's going to be watching with their family on Christmas Eve. Everyone's going to have Cowboys, Dolphins in the background, and Dolphins come out, win by 14. They're legit. They're Super Bowl contenders. But if they don't win this game, I'm done with them. I'm completely out. I'm not in on them. I don't believe they're Super Bowl contenders. They got to show me something, though. But I know I'm contradicting myself constantly on this. I like the Dolphins in this game because of the scheduling advantage.
Is this not a loser leaves town game, but loser kind of loses all credibility in your mind to make a legitimate run of the playoffs?
No. Well, the issue is with the Dolphins, yes. With the Cowboys, I don't buy that because I think their defense, I think they're just so sound. I think they're, like Dylan said, I think they're the second best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're better than the Niners. And I think if they have to go play in San Francisco, I don't think they can beat the Niners.
For me, it's so tough to reduce a team. Like, someone has to lose this game. Like, someone has to lose it. Like, I guess you could have a tie, but
that would be awesome. That would be awesome, getting a tie in this game.
If any other team, like, I don't know. If this game's close, then I think that you can come away not drawn. Like, if it's a one-possession game either way, I think you can come away from this maybe thinking a little bit more about Dallas because of that scheduling disadvantage. But unless it's a blowout, I still think both of these teams are playoff teams that might win a game or two, and who knows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Connor, do you have Dolphins, or are you just staying away?
I think, last week I said I think the Cowboys bounce back, but then I watched them against Buffalo. I'm staying off. I know that's not the headline y'all want to hear.
You and I are going to be texting each other that Christmas Eve and being like, hey, man, anytime touchdown plays.
Yeah, see, this is the ultimate, like, prop game. Like, I'll build some crazy long shot prop parlay, but I'm staying off the sides.
That's what it's going to turn into. It's a one-unit play for me on the Dolphins. Real quick before we finish up here on our last game, quick opinion. Do we like Christmas games?
Yes.
Do we like good games on Christmas?
Yes.
I kind of like bad games on Christmas.
Because you don't have to pay attention to them too much, and there's on in the background.
And I flip between the NBA and the NFL, because NBA on Christmas is the greatest. I love NBA on Christmas.
Yeah.
But, like, Chiefs Raiders, or, like, Giants Eagles, I'm going to be flipping back and forth. I do like how the Ravens Niners is the late night game, so then you're like, okay, like, you did all your Christmas stuff, you can kind of relax and then turn on the TV and watch some football.
Yeah, my loyalties lie with the NBA on Christmas Day. They always have. I love the Christmas Day games, but you start off with the first 2 or 3, and you're almost basketballed out by that point. So then you're like, all right, finally a good NFL game at 8:15 that can have all the TV.
I think the key to NBA on Christmas is skipping the Knicks game.
The noon game, I think I'm with you because it's going to be 94-89. And it's just some weird
because they're going to play hard. They're going to play hard. They're going to play super hard defense. They're going to lock in. And then, because this is the one game they know everyone's watching. They're all right, we're playing hard this game. We're winning on Christmas. And you're like, oh, and no matter what you take in that game, you're losing. You're like, oh, I got under 180. And you're like, nope, Or I have Julius Randle points. Like, nope, you missed that one.
8 for 19,
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, that's every Knicks game. If you skip the Knicks game and you roll into like the 2:30 ABC game, you're like, okay, Lakers Clippers, let's do this thing.
Yeah, finally some offense and fast break. Dylan, what do you think?
Yeah.
I know you're not a big NBA on Christmas guy.
I was until they started with NFL on Christmas, and then my NBA on Christmas days came quickly to an end. The problem is you talked about the Ravens 49ers game, about how you can watch 3 NBA games and you're tuckered out, and then by then you can watch a good NFL game. I'm in a position this year, I will not be watching the 49ers Ravens game. That I will not be able to watch that game. It's going to be checking the phone. It's going to be getting notifications to the watch.
So box score
just the way
Billy.
the cookie crumbles.
Box score Billy this game.
I'm going to have to. And you know what? The haters love to say that, but that's just simply can I make a groundbreaking announcement? I have bit the bullet, and I now pay for YouTube Premium because I'm tired of watching NFL game recaps by the NFL count and having ads every 30 seconds. Have you guys tried watching an NFL recap on YouTube?
Hey, Dylan. What? I bought YouTube Premium too.
You have to. I mean, it's miserable. You cannot go 30 to 45 seconds of video time without getting 2 unskippable ads.
And then also in the game recaps, that helps, especially for college basketball. It's huge because I'm not able to watch all the college basketball. Like, I have to watch highlights, so that helps a ton. But the other thing is, it just makes YouTube so much better. So much better.
Okay,
it's
you're selling me.
every penny.
You're selling me right now.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
I'm working through a 3-month trial right now, so we'll see how the 3-month trial goes, and then if I want to dish out the big bucks for it. But like,
you'll never go back. I did the trial, and you'll never go back.
It's just miserable. And I guess I like listening to like video game soundtracks too that you don't have on Apple Music, so you can pull it up on YouTube and just whatever.
Yeah.
But
or like a live show, you can just like click off your phone. And you're like, oh yeah, I can listen. Like that's great too. And the other thing is like, it's 1 a.m. You're watching World War II documentary thing on Netflix or on YouTube. And you're like, oh, what happened in Austria during World War II? I'm curious. I don't know. And then you don't have those stupid ads. And like 1 a.m. ads are so much worse.
Oh, they always seem to be it's not balanced correctly. The audio level's on a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But
those TVs, they'll get you.
It's like the Office intro music. The Office intro music is like level 500, and then the actual just episode is like level 5.
Yeah. There's the one thing I want to say real quick, just because I thought about it, the NFL YouTube account. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I had to do a piece for Action Network where I had to point out some questionable officiating and how it affected bettors. And I tried to go find clips of said questionable calls wiped from the face of the earth. Just completely omitted from the videos.
No accountability.
I mean, it is absolutely insane. There was one, Steelers Jags, maybe. And it was like a field goal that got called back because of a penalty that was questionable. I didn't know what the penalty was. You could not find a video of it on the internet. So you want to talk about Gestapo Ponzi scheme type stuff. I don't know what kind of operation the NFL's running, but it's like Soviet Russia over there. Or China. Let's wipe everything from the internet type deal.
We just need to get you an all 22 account.
How much does that cost?
It's probably a lot. It's probably not worth it.
I need something. I guess I can't look at the penalties. YouTube Premium is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it is. It's worth it. Anyhow, let's do the last game, and then we'll make a parlay, and then we'll do a little Christmas stuff. Ravens Niners minus 5.5, over under 46.5 games in Santa Clara, California. I will start this off and say that I love the Niners here.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Love the Niners here.
There's no way.
I just think this is
the Niners here.
This is the perfect time to bet against them because all of a sudden
is it
Niners unbeatable, clear cut Super Bowl.
But why are the Niners almost a touchdown favorite?
Because the
public loves them. Yeah, because the public loves the Niners.
Because they blow teams out.
I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens.
The Ravens have not been that impressive. Their defense, yes, maybe. What?
The Ravens haven't been that impressive.
Yeah, I don't know about this
11-4.
I'm with Dylan on this one. They're 11-3 right now. Just beat Jacksonville. They did let up 31 to the Rams.
But you could say that that's the same argument towards the Eagles. The Eagles were not impressive, but they were 10-2, 10-1.
The Ravens
10-1?
But the Ravens
aren't lucky though.
The Ravens
aren't winning.
But the
games.
Ravens are kind of lucky.
Nope. I look at it right here. 17th, negative 1.97% luck rating.
Yeah,
I have it right pulled up. You hate Lamar Jackson. That's fine.
Oh, I love Lamar Jackson.
No.
Time out on this. I will say this: winner of this game is winning MVP, no doubt. Yes.
I disagree.
Yes. Who's winning it? Dak lost it. Dak lost it at Buffalo.
I bet Josh Allen wins it. If he can finish out the season, if he can win the division, I bet Josh Allen.
Oh, well,
if the Ravens win this game, they're probably going to get the 1 seed in the AFC, and the media narrative on Christmas Day, primetime, ABC, the media narrative is going to be all behind Lamar Jackson. He's going to become the betting favorite if they win this game.
Guys, let's talk. Let's have a trust tree here. When's the last time the Niners played a good team? They played the Eagles, but we just debunked them.
And even then, the jury's still out on them.
Yeah,
jury's still out.
Let's talk about this because Cardinals, Seahawks twice, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Bengals, Vikings, Browns. Ooh.
Yeah, but they murdered a lot. All those games were double digits, weren't they?
But they beat the Jags 34-3, Connor. They beat the Jags 34-3.
I don't care about that. What are you talking about?
Carter, I'm with Dylan on this one. I like the Ravens here. 5.5 is too many points for two good teams like this. I'm sorry. I don't see this. This is not a game the Niners run away with. This is a classic dogfight, back and forth, probably a game-winning field goal.
Okay, but Connor, think about this. Think about the Niners in primetime, big-time spots this season. You talked about the Dolphins. You said, I don't like the Dolphins in big games. They don't win in these big games. The Niners have come out in every big game, every primetime spot, and come out and murdered their opponent. They
beat the Vikings by 5.
That wasn't primetime. That wasn't the game of the week. I'm not saying that.
8:15 p.m.
Oh, that was. I got work there. Wait, Debo was out that game. Doesn't count.
There we go. There we go.
And Trent Williams.
Moving to the
Debo and Trent Williams was out.
I don't know. I like the Ravens here. This just doesn't feel like a 6-point game to me. I know the Niners blow teams out, but they blow bad teams out. Like, yes, the Cowboys, they blew out.
Yes. So the Eagles are bad.
They're not great.
The Cowboys are all of a sudden bad. The Jaguars are all of a sudden bad. The Buccaneers beat them by double digits. Who is good then? Who is good if those teams aren't good?
Maybe nobody.
Exactly.
Ravens.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Can we make
those
the argument?
Teams all of a sudden are, you blow out these good teams. They blow out the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Jags and the Buccaneers. And they destroyed everybody in their division.
Let's workshop this take. The Ravens are the best team they've played this year. Is that right?
Oh, sure.
Is that correct? Can we say that? Better than Dallas, better than Philly?
I
would say yes, because Dallas at the time was not as good as they are now.
Let me think.
And they might be the same team. Who knows?
I don't know. I think the Ravens are the best team they've played, and I think this is just going to be a back and forth, like Christmas, a classic, just a classic vibes.
Is it a Super Bowl matchup? Preview of the Super Bowl?
I think it very well could be. I think it very well could be. I think it very well could be.
We're getting a repeat of Colin Kaepernick in New Orleans.
The Harbowl?
2013?
Harbowl?
The Harbowl? Yeah,
I don't know. I like the Ravens here. I mean, it's not like a 5-star, but I just think 5.5 is too many points. I'm not comfortable laying that.
I love the Ravens win this game. The 49ers haven't seen a defense this good. They just, no matter what way you slice it, they just haven't. 49ers do have an edge on offense, 1 more yard per play. They're definitely more explosive.
But counterpoint, have the Ravens seen a defense this good?
49ers defense is not that good.
I guess
not the 49ers defense of years past.
I guess they gave up a bunch of garbage points to the Cardinals. That didn't.
And they're not yeah. San Francisco's pass block rating 53. 53. Like I think the Ravens get to Brock Purdy pretty quick in this game. That's what it's going to come down to, is how well do the Ravens play on defense, and can they keep the 49ers to anywhere from 14 to 24 points. And if they can, then the Baltimore Ravens, they win this game.
And this is the game where we find out if Brock Purdy's MVP case is actually legitimate.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
Well, he's not going to be able to do
wins this. But I'm saying if Brock Purdy wins this game, he's going to be minus odds for the MVP. Right?
He's already minus 200. But the thing with Purdy is he's not going to be able to do these dink and dunks, slant passes. It's not going to work on this Ravens defense the way it works against these other teams. So he's going to have to actually make some plays and make some reads downfield. And you know what? Maybe he does, and I'll eat crow, but I can't lay 5.5 with that.
Who are the?
No, 5.5 is an insane number.
Because the Ravens lost to the Browns. Who played in that game? That wasn't Flacco, right?
No, I don't think so. I think that was the DTR PJ Walker special.
And they lost to the Steelers. and they lost to the Colts. Those are weird games to lose. Like I understand the divisional ones, but
they blew a couple of those. They could very well have one loss.
Yeah, the Colts was a blowout. See, Dylan, before the season, didn't you say Ravens 16-1, 15-2?
I did have the Ravens 16-1 in the preview.
You can just say those losses don't count.
Absolutely. I mean, look, in all seriousness, look at their losses. One's by 3 points, one's by 7 points, so that would be no good here. And the other one's by 2.
You can't lose the Steelers like that. But that's a division game. That's different. I understand that. Yeah, 5.5 is a lot of points now.
Give me Ravens.
Talking to me.
Ravens all the way. It's a 3-star. I made it a 3-star, and I will be unable to watch it.
Season awards. I want to see this right here. So Brock Purdy is minus 200. Lamar's plus 500. Let's say Lamar comes in, has a crazy vintage Lamar MVP game. The betting odds are going to just smash into even. I bet it's Lamar plus 150, Purdy plus 100.
Well, this is the ultimate.
I'm definitely going to find myself in a position this year where the only person I need to not win MVP is Brock Purdy. Like, that's really what it's going to come down to.
Well, this is the ultimate.
Did you take
narrative.
Lamar? Did you take Lamar?
Carter?
Did you?
I'm going to. I'll take it before this game. Before this game, I'll put a unit on it because I do think you make a good point. I was a little skeptical at first, but I think if he lights it up this game there, and then he has another chance to prove it the next week against the Dolphins. So
ultimate narrative game. Everybody's watching Christmas night juggernaut fight. I mean, this is the ultimate add to your MVP portfolio, cherry on top of the Sunday.
Let's say McCaffrey comes out with 250 rush yards, 100 receiving yards, and Brock Purdy only throws for 180 yards and a couple touchdowns to McCaffrey. Does that give any chance at McCaffrey sneaking into the MVP conversation? I would assume not.
If he's not already, it's hard for me to see a scenario which he gets in like that.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I don't know what more can it take for him to be in the MVP conversation.
They just won't. I literally think the running back position hurts him because they're so interchangeable, so expendable. People are like, it's a running back. Now he does things that no other back can do, but people are like, this position is not as important. I think that's what it comes down to.
He's in a unique situation where he's kind of getting screwed too because he's not the favorite for Offensive Player of the Year, is he? I think it's still Tyreek probably.
I think after this week when Tyreek didn't play, it got pretty even.
Okay.
Yeah, bad week for my Puka Nacua Rookie of the Year. I needed him to blow up this week, just go crazy, have 150 yards, and it just didn't happen. I want to see here because the Niners have not lost a game with Deebo Samuel playing, right?
I think that sounds right.
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, because the three games he missed, they lost.
Alexa, stop.
Parlay.
I understand. You need to take a pause. When you return, say, open the box of cats.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that was.
Did some Texans fans get into your house?
They must have hacked me. I said box of cats.
They heard me talking about C.J. Stroud. Meow.
Parlay?
Yeah, let's do a parlay.
I kind of got an out here.
Also, I'm gonna back out of the Niners minus 5.5. I'm just gonna.
There we go, Connor. There we go.
We got it. We pressured him.
You talked me out of it.
We coerced him.
But Niners are winning this game. Niners are winning this game outright. But I'm not taking the 5.5. I'll stay away from the spread. I'll go with mine. First pick for the NFL parlay this week. Give me Falcons money line.
Wow. Okay. I'll
Hit
follow
him, Connor. I got something to look up real quick.
No, I'm going to go ahead. I'll stick with the NFC South here. Going Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jacksonville Jaguars over 43.5. Give me the over.
Okay.
Almost wanted to take Bucks money line, but we can't have two NFC South money line. So just give me the over.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins money line. Dallas hasn't won a game they have won a game on the road, but all their losses have been on the road. Give me Miami.
I love it. Falcons money line, Dolphins money line, Bucks Jags over 43.5. Do we want to do the Christmas thing real quick?
Top 5 each?
Up to Connor.
Top 5 each?
Top 5, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So lay it out for us.
Top 5 Christmas media. So whether it's a song, whether it's a movie, Connor, you asked if it had to be one of those two. I said no. As long as it's some type of media, it doesn't matter what it is. Obviously, since we're not doing a draft, we can have the same lists. However you want to do it, we can go down the line. Everybody just does their list at once. Do
we need to make ssure we hit each category, or can we be like, I don't have any movies?
No. If you have 5 songs, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
And are these
Carter,
in order?
why don't you start us off?
No. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Are these in order?
Yes, in order.
Yeah.
So like one is your
wow.
favorite Christmas media down.
Wow. Okay. This is tough. Do you want to just like
This
I
is
can
very
start.
tough.
If we're going list by list, I have my
right,
list. I can
Go
start.
yours. Go
Yeah,
yours,
let's hear
Dylan. Top 5 Christmas media.
Top 5 Christmas media. Number 1, no surprise to anybody here. Movie Christmas Story. It's just an all-time classic. TBS or whatever airs it for 24 hours on Christmas Day. You give me a thumbs down, whatever. Go watch it as an adult. All right, because it was
I
one
watched
of
it
the
last year. I watched it last year, and I was still
watch
an
it this
adult.
year. You've grown since last year, Carter. Watch it again.
Right.
It was a low budget movie in the 80s. They didn't think it was going to turn into anything, and you get some of the most iconic one-liners. The sticking your tongue on the pole scene. If you didn't try that as a kid, you're crazy. Like this, I'll triple dog dare you. Go back and watch it. I'm telling you guys, great Christmas movie. It's
Okay.
Small town, heart of Indiana. Best Christmas movie, best Christmas media that there is.
Overrated.
I'll give it a sideways thumbs up. I mean, I think it's a good movie, but it's not making my list. Like, it's not one that I'm like, I have to watch this every year.
You guys drink more. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. A crummy commercial. You guys are insane. I get into this fight with my in-laws all the time. You guys are insane for not thinking that's a top tier Christmas movie. Anyway, number 2, I'm gonna go song. Wonderful Christmas Time, Paul McCartney.
Great song.
It was ahead of its time with the weird like that was not a thing when this song was created. It's very just pleasing. It makes me happy to listen to. So that's my number 2. Number 3, Elf. I gotta go Elf. Like that's just an all-time Christmas movie. I will say I rewatched it, and the end is like kind of drawn out. I understand the purpose of the movie, but the whole being in Central Park, Santa, like I can get over that. But I love Elf as a movie. Maybe it's just nostalgia.
That's not a very rewatchable movie, in my opinion. Like, I don't
see. I'll watch it 3 times a season.
Really? See, I don't. There's a couple that I love to rewatch, but that's not one of them. But it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
And there's just like it seems like every time I watch it, there's something I forgot about, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny. Type deal. So
okay.
Elf number 3. This is where it starts to get a little tough for me. Number 4, Christmas Wrapping. It's a song. Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. It's kind of it's an underground one, but it was on Christmas with the Cranks, and it's about like the woes of Christmas time. Very, very a fitting song as you become an adult around Christmas time. If you haven't listened to it, I would suggest
I'll have to listen to that. Okay.
Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses, number 4. Number 5, I gotta go. Shoot, what is it? Do They Know It's Christmas Time at All by Band-Aid.
No Charlie Brown Christmas in the top 5.
Wow.
It's tough. It's tough out here
Snub.
when you do media. Yeah, that's definitely a snub. But that song, I just always hear it, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of a sad song when you listen to the lyrics, but it just makes me so happy, and it's got to be my number 5. Honorable mention, Charlie Brown Christmas, and I'm blanking on a song.
Mariah Carey.
No, overrated. I don't do that one. I like the Michael Bublé version better. Little Saint Nick, Beach Boys. If it wasn't for that song, I would never know when Christmas is coming because they literally tell you in the song, Christmas comes this time each year. Bang.
Connor.
Okay. We'll start off number 1 here. This was tough putting these in order. I kind of just did it on the fly. I had the list, but ranking them, this might just be nostalgia. Number 1, we're going movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Chevy Chase, hilarious. Cousin Eddie, the scene with the dinner, and then he finds out he's not getting the bonus. Just an all-time movie. And I think as far as like rewatchable movies go, there's enough funny moments in that movie that I'll laugh every time. I will laugh every time. So that's number 1. Any objections, Dylan, Carter?
No.
You like, okay. Dylan, I know. Dylan, you're smirking over there.
It's all right.
Dylan's trying to hold it in so much right
He
now.
is. He's really trying to.
I can't get over the Christmas Story thing. I really can't. We played the board game as a kid. Like, oh.
What is this? This next song it's called Christmas, and then in parentheses, Baby Please Come Home. I forget who sings it. It's like Darlene. Oh, what's her face?
Yeah,
Darlene
I know
Love.
who you're talking about.
Darlene Love. And it's like,
Oh, this is a banger.
Pause it for the
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, no copyright rights. But it's like snow falling down, and like she like gets into
Christmas.
it. Just an absolute bop. So that's number 2.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's number 2. Number 3, I was kind of torn on this one. I was thinking about movies. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Snow Miser and Heat Miser songs from The Year Without Santa Claus, from that movie, the animated movie. Do you know what I'm talking about? Come on.
I have no idea.
Really? Sure. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Now
yes,
I'm not a big Christmas movie person. Like whatever. Like
Snow Miser.
I know who that is, but
I've seen it, but I don't. I've seen that character, but
the movie itself is fine. But I'm strictly going the Snow Miser and Heat Miser songs for my number 3 ranking. I mean, those are
listen to that.
Timeless.
Hey, this is personal. Keep it going.
Those are timeless. Number 4, I think I'm gonna go. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. There's been plenty covers. The song Michael Bublé did a good one. Like the original's like Perry Como, I think. So that's my number 4. I think that's a great song. Come on.
No, I disagree with that one. But
You start hearing that song, or it's like, here at the end of a movie or something, one of the Hallmark classics. Love that song. Number 5, I had a little trouble here. I think I'm actually going to go. You said any Christmas media. I'm going to go with the conductor from Polar Express and the Hot Chocolate song for number 5. I think that's just a great scene, all-time scene. The movie itself, but like that scene, the hot chocolate scene on the train's great. So
that's true. I don't like that movie, but you're right about that hot chocolate scene.
The kid with the glasses is on there. Yeah, that's my top 5.
My top 5. I don't even know if I can get to 5. I'll be honest. I'm not a big
Scrooge.
Christmas movie.
Scrooge.
I'm the Scrooge. Go for it. You can call me whatever you want.
Tiny Tim.
I never watch Christmas movies.
Connor, you know what that means? We're not getting our bonuses this year.
No.
Bonuses. Can't feed our families.
We're going to be cutting one singular P like in the Tiny Tim movie between the families.
You're not going to be able to bet over Nunez 1.5 shots on goal, huh?
The only Christmas presents we get are odd shifts on soccer bets that are off on certain books.
I have so many this week. You guys are going to get so many texts. It's awesome. There's so many this week. Anyhow, my number one Christmas media. We're going outside the box here. NBA on Christmas Day. I love NBA on Christmas Day.
See,
it's the absolute best. Yeah, NBA on Christmas Day. It's the best. I love it. I usually watch every game. I'll watch the second half of the next game. I'm usually like, you open presents early, you nap, because game comes on at noon Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Time zones trip me up. I'm so bad with time zones now. They don't spend Christmas every year in the same spot. But anyhow, yeah, it was like and then you wake up at 11, or you fall asleep around 10:30, wake up at like 1 o'clock. You're like, oh, Knicks Hawks, kind of close. All right.
Yeah.
So and then you watch all day. The funniest part about Christmas Day games is the game that's supposed to be prime time, everyone's excited about, always blows. Like it'll be Warriors Lakers and someone wins by 20. That is so true. Always blows.
Or somebody's hurt and not playing. It's just always something like that. Okay, good
They're
number
like,
1.
Oh yeah, 80s. Yeah, but NBA on Christmas number 1. Now this is where the list gets interesting, because that's really all I had on my board outside of number 2, which is I'll go Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Michael Bublé.
Okay. Good song.
Yeah, I'm a Bublé guy.
Timeless.
Yeah. He's great. Every 40-year-old mom in the country is like,
keep going.
Yes, Michael Bublé. Then let's go. I feel like I should go with movie. I'll go Tim Allen Santa Claus for 3.
That's a good one. See, that was on my board. Didn't make the top 5, but that's one I don't mind rewatching.
I'll go Tim Allen Santa Claus. Now that Dylan's not here, I'll be honest, I don't have anything else. I only had 3.
Really?
I only had
3.
I don't like a lot of the movies. Like I don't like Elf. Like Elf is fine. I'll
Home
watch
Alone?
it, and it's like, I might draft Home Alone. Like it's a fun watch or whatever.
Yeah.
But other like Christmas songs, I guess I could just go Christmas songs.
Jingle Bells.
I'm not a Jingle Bells guy.
Jingle Bell Rock kind of guy. This Karter. This is absurd.
Jingle Bell Rock, not bad. I just accidentally queued like 3 songs on my Spotify because I'm an idiot. Let's go. Just because of The Simpsons and I like his name. Let's go. It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Andy Williams.
Okay, good song. All right.
Yep. And then let's close it off with Justice Steele Dylan's Thunder, and he's not here. I'm gonna go number 5, Charlie Brown Christmas. Just so when he sees the graphic, if you're listening right now, Dylan walked away. He's not on here right now, but we're going to keep the podcast going. We're going to do Charlie Brown top 5 number Christmas. And don't say anything, Connor, when he gets back on the mic.
Of course. Nothing to say.
Okay, there we go. All right. And that's my list. That's my list.
I agree with your number 5. I thought that was very insightful. And the fact that you did that little roundabout where you said, oh, I hate Christmas Story, and then included it in your list, that was clever. That was clever.
You were close. You were close. Did you actually hear my 5? Obviously, you didn't.
No, I missed. I can't remember.
So it was my number 1, NBA on Christmas. Number 2, Santa Claus is coming to town, Michael Bublé. Number 3, Tim Allen, Santa Claus. Number 4, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Andy Williams. Number 5, Charlie Brown Christmas, Just to Steal Your Thunder. Because I think you would have been a little disappointed if Charlie Brown didn't get on the board here anywhere.
That's very thoughtful of you.
Yeah. I also did it because I thought
old soul after hearing your list. You're a bit of an old soul at heart when it comes to Christmas.
Oh yeah, why would I don't want to hear Ariana Grande moan Christmas songs in my ear.
You're not a fan of Santa Tell Me Naughty version?
Oh gosh, no.
My man.
As a white guy, I don't think I can listen to that song and be like, yeah, I love this.
Yeah. So you mentioned Michael Bublé. If you guys purchase a home, I guess you don't have to purchase a home. You could just rent or whatever.
Or live in your mom's basement.
Or live in your mom's basement. I also got broom closet. So if you have any of those, I would highly recommend getting a record player if you like music.
Oh, there you go. Michael Bublé record.
Oh, boys, it keeps going.
Do you actually play them on record?
It's very good to play while you're cleaning. Like if you're cleaning the house and you don't want to put headphones on.
But what if you're just
about NF?
But what if we just did hey, let's get Amazon Alexa or whatever?
No, it's a talking piece, because if I had Amazon Alexa right now, then I couldn't be blessing all of these listeners with what I'm doing right now.
It is a good decoration to have. It makes you look way cooler.
People ask too, oh, you got any records? Oh, do I have any records? Let me show you the Cars soundtrack on vinyl.
It's so funny seeing my bookshelf because you just see books and you're like, Bill Walton. All right.
Wait, this guy can read?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding, Karter. I'm kidding.
No, that's fair. That's fair because Dylan just hates me.
I don't know what time restraints we have, but do we want to power through naughty or nice coaches list?
I can't. I personally can't do that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Hey, all right, show rundown real quick. Next week, we're going to do college football playoff. It's next week. No recap show. Obviously, we're not going to record on Christmas Day. Enjoy time with the family. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Connor, Dylan, thank you so much. At Connor_Sparrow, at Wilkerson A. Dylan, at Karter BA, at CarterCast on all social media. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe wherever you're listening. Also, college football playoff. NFL next week, too. Wednesday. We'll decide on the day. Maybe Thursday. Because then college football playoff is on Monday, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, New Year's Day.
Yeah, so we'll have an episode out next Thursday. Next Thursday, the 28th. We'll be back. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.